So obviously the people of Delhi have not written off. In fact, they are looking at the Aam Aadmi Party with a certain degree of interest, I would say. Let's get reactions from our panel to the results from Delhi. And let's start with you, Dr. Meghnad Desai. What do you think the broad story is?
I think, there is a convergence. Congress had the superiority of seats to vote share. And BJP did. Now everybody is converging. Everybody is fighting to convert vote share into seats.
But what happens here is, the other possibility is that, Hartosh, let me quickly take a round.
Yeah.
Hartosh, if this is the hung house in Delhi, and if the Aam Aadmi Party says I'm going to support neither, you'll have fresh election in Delhi?
Well, I think we can ask the question right here, but I mean, obviously that's the only option if that is where we arrive at.
You think they'll have to become practical and support one side or the other tactically from the outside?
Well, it's a question of going into other, I think they will have to take some decision at some point or the other. And it does seem to indicate that we are headed for a hung house. The question is, this seems to reflect a sort of national mood which is against the Congress, but yet is not consolidating completely in favor of the BJP. And Narendra Modi might make a difference to that. That is what we have to watch out for.
Yeah, Rashid, you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, actually, I feel that Congress would be very keen to have some kind of understanding with Aam Aadmi Party after elections, because they will try to co-opt, because the issue is about corruption and the so-called, I mean, the polarization.
They'll offer them a bribe. They'll offer them a bribe.
That's the point which I had mentioned. That's only a presumption.
That's the point I mentioned earlier.
That's an individual hypothetical statement being made over here. But let's not draw any sort of analysis.
No, the Congress would present it under a grant.
I mean, what position are you talking about, Arnab? You yourself
No, the issue will be to keep communal forces at bay.
The BJP doesn't even have a face to match the stature of Sheila Dikshit over here.
That's your tragedy,
if wishes were horses, you would know that probably Aam Aadmi Party and BJP would be winning here, which doesn't seem to be the case.
We've been talking a lot about the Aam Aadmi Party, but let me get Shazia. And Shazia, you see, you'll have to be practical at one point of time. Do you want to force another election on the people of Delhi?
We are not working towards a hung assembly. We are working towards the government of Aam Aadmi Party.
No, if that's not going to
they
happen,
have made huge inroads. This is a fantastic number to start with for any party.
Yeah.
Yashwant would bear me out. Agencies and surveys tend to be far more conservative with newer parties. And this is a great number to start with. Though I don't believe most of it. If you were to tell me today, and I go out in the field and I ask people, I don't think Sheila Dikshit would really be the most popular CM candidate. With all respect to your survey.
Yeah.
No, but you can't on the one hand accept the survey and on the other criticize it. You should have a standard
Let me finish.
The
small point.
Sure.
If indeed corruption were to be an issue, why would Nitin Gadkari be brought in to take care of BJP's Delhi campaign? That I think is suicidal. And also to have Vijay Goyal as the CM candidate is not going to help BJP at all. BJP is floundering because of its own infighting. BJP has lost 3 times, not because of Aam Aadmi Party. We are the newest kids on the block. Where were we? 3 terms over.
Would you like to
People begin to believe that somebody can take up cudgels against Sheila Dikshit. It's Arvind Kejriwal.
Sitharaman, they snatched the election away from you.
Not at all.
No, of course they did. On the electricity issue, perhaps. They snatched it away from you and you became an also-ran. If I look at these numbers, the BJP became an also-ran. This was an easy victory for you. Would you like to, convey that to Shazia here today, perhaps?
No, I'd like to convey something to Shazia, if you permit me. The very arguments that she's posing are clearly the kind of arguments which she would want only to talk about the BJP. About the BJP. You're really interested in removing corruption? Why are you not asking questions about Chauhan?
You're saying she's
I was really suggesting.
I just would like to know.
Hang on. Shazia has a very effective way of saying about corruption, about Nitin Gadkari and everybody.
Thanks.
But what that effectiveness doesn't have is, with the same conviction, she wouldn't question the Congress or Sheila Dikshit. She wouldn't question how Rajkumar Chauhan.
Why wouldn't she?
I'm giving you.
She has.
Oh, hold on, Shazia.
Everybody has witnessed the big exposes against Robert Vadra done by no one else but Aam Aadmi Party's chief Arvind Kejriwal.
Is this a favor being done for a new party?
Salman Khurshid.
Is this a favor being done to the new party?
I'm very sorry.
Allowing her to talk much more than the due time given to me?
Let's just debate. Are we debating corruption?
If that's the case,
because if that's the case, then everyone should be given a fair chance to debate corruption.
I only posed the question. I'm going back on this.
No, I've not answered that question.
Complete your point. Will you seek their support to form the government?
Aam Aadmi Party I wish, starts talking about corruption as much enthusiastically as they do about the BJP.
Will you-
In naming Nitin Gadkari, would she name Rajkumar Chauhan and question Sheila Dikshit repeatedly?
But we have
And
posters
hold on,
against Sheila
Shazia,
Dikshit.
I can understand your enthusiasm, but you should wait till the election. But the second question here is this whole drama which happened about electricity, cutting off lines and everything else. First of all, are we teaching the voter here that you can violate the laws of this country just as we did in British India? I'm sorry, the whole approach of AAP, Aam Aadmi Party, is only to prove that we are activists and this is what we want, but this is not going to mature into
Yes,
a government.
grapes, Nirmala,
And
that's
no,
our
it's,
grapes,
the
yeah,
results are not out yet. Yours is not the final
No, but
result or
that's-
not. But
They-
don't
they-
give me
you said that
this
we're getting reaction
star
from this
side.
side.
They're
No,
getting the hits.
Aarti,
You may think it's a bad form of civil disobedience, but they're getting the hits. They're getting the eyeballs. Everywhere you go, look, I don't.
Those
have
are not votes,
access
Aarti.
to the kind of network that Yashwant has. But my anecdotal evidence suggests that this is only the beginning of the story.
What is this, 16%?
Yes, it's only the beginning of the story. As we near closer to the elections, I expect that figure to rise. Because I think there is a general disgust with the Congress, and I do not think that the BJP posits a good enough alternative to the people of Delhi. You know, the most important thing about the Aam Aadmi Party is that this is the first urban-centric political party that we have seen in India, which
You
is
think the
picking
impact
up
of this party
urban
can go
issues.
beyond Delhi? People say it's a Delhi-centric urban
At the
phenomenon.
moment, they're testing. They are sort of testing the waters in Delhi. But the fact is that this is the first party that is picking up urban issues for an urban population. I think that is very significant.
That's dangerous for the Congress.
I want to make a
everyone in and then come back.
I want to make a little
I
prediction
really
today.
fail to understand how that disgust has translated into so much of a popularity for Sheila Dikshit.
How does it matter?
This is
I have a
something.
point.
No, please,
How does
please.
it matter?
You know,
Because
as
your
far as the
party
BJP is also concerned, Arnab, please
your
let
party
me
is the
speak.
same party which says that on
Please
a
let me
popularity
speak.
rating.
Please let me.
You are
Yeah,
saying- your party says
exactly. You
your
know, the
party says on a
BJP.
popularity
Listen,
rating-
please hear me out.
No,
Please
they
hear
say
me
a
out.
popularity rating, Narendra Modi 67,
Exactly,
70%
that's what the
popularity
point
does not
is. That's what the point is. If for the BJP, the popularity rating can win Modi an election, which I don't think is happening, what stand would they have on Sheila Dikshit if she's so popular?
That's not what they
You know,
are.
because this is, you
That's
should
not
have a
what they are.
standardized response for things.
Very interesting question.
Yeah.
But that doesn't hold good after we made the announcement. Your survey might relate to it, but the survey will not capture the picture of what the perception on Sheila Dikshit is today, especially with the Lokayukta having gone back to the president saying on corruption you have to reopen this particular incident of Rajkumar Chauhan. Is there an answer which Congress can give me? It was a plea of mercy for this corrupt man who was pointed out by the Lokayukta that the Congress today will have to defend itself. The Lokayukta has gone back to the president to say remove him from the ministry.
I don't want
For
to do
having-
a reverse comparison, madam.
No.
But see,
Gujarat.
No, not about Gujarat, about so many other instances of corruption which happened in your party as well.
We've not gone begging to people
No,
to
no, no,
pardon corrupt ministers,
also
madam.
not going begging
Don't give us lecture on
anywhere.
Lokayukta.
I don't want to do that kind of a comparison.
So what are
But
you
Congress...
Ragini,
What is it? Tell me,
BJP.
Ragini, ask Congress why they brought Atal into meeting.
One at a time.
No, Aarti, I'm sorry, that's a bad comparison.
What about
Pawan Kumar
Bansal? Ashwani Kumar, coal scam, file missing.
That's a bad comparison, Aarti.
That is actually
Congress has not
Pawan Kumar
attended
Bansal.
even
That
one
is-
meeting.
What about Yediyurappa, sir?
Where is
What
Pawan Kumar
about
Bansal?
Yediyurappa? In Karnataka, you had...
Oh my God.
Arnav, we are getting
diverted.
A year before last year's
I'm
last
trying to
time's
bring
election in
back
Karnataka, you had 110 seats.
Can I bring
This
back
time,
the
this election,
entire
you had
Can we put it back to election?
Sheila Dikshit inducted.
corruption is
Can we
that?
put it back to election?
Delhi
election.
What about Bangaru Lakshman?
Let's
What
talk about Delhi
Nitin Gadkari, who doesn't even know who are the investors in his company?
Ragini, please.
What are you
I'm
talking
sorry.
about here?
Please,
Right? You must be sorry.
Just 1 second. Give me 1 second.
No,
Can we
Arnav,
I want 1 second.
Can we come back to Delhi election?
Delhi University, BJP won. Congress routed.
Especially-
Only one seat Congress
you
could
should
get.
talk about
Can we come back to
corruption,
Delhi
you
election?
also have
Congress
to
could get
do
only one
RTI.
seat.
Which party has brought this kind of a level of transparency and
Delhi Student
accountability?
Union election, BJP won 3.
I just-
Congress won.
Mr. Raju, allow me to
One
ask you a
line.
question. 1 minute. My
One
question
line
here
here.
is- My question is at national level. 1 minute, please. My
One
question
line
is
here,
at the
please.
national level, and I can't outshout you. I have a sore throat. My only question at a national level is simply this now, that in the run-up to a national election, Nirja, will this kind of a result have an impact on the Congress party? You know, there was an onion wave in 1998. And Navika was saying this here today, I just want her to articulate it. We were talking back on 1998. She can make the point and then you can take the question. So can you just take that question back on the onion wave?
The question is, in 1998, we had Sushma Swaraj as the Delhi Chief Minister, and it was just one factor, the onion factor, that costed Sushma Swaraj the elections of 1998, and that's when Sheila Dikshit came in. She hasn't left since. 3 terms for Sheila Dikshit. Ragini, the question is, why this time around onions are not going to hurt Sheila
Onion
Dikshit?
was one of the factor. The major factor then was misgovernance, and the major factor here
now
is
it is
good
governance.
governance. There is a concrete development model that is being created. You'll have to...
So much development that the onion never can be faced.
And as far as the onion question is concerned, Navika,
where it really hurts to everyone. Delhi was and Delhi is primarily a question of leadership. BJP lost the last election in Delhi only because it failed on the leadership quotient. The BJP still hasn't sorted out the leadership crisis in Delhi. The problem is, one of the biggest one is Delhi as far as leadership is concerned. Second important thing is that the entire Delhi thing, I mean, we have seen the popularity ratings, there is not as much anger against Sheila Dikshit as people are angry with the central UPA government. So this lady is clearly probably paying for whatever wrong the UPA government has done more than what her own government has done wrong on that.
But you know, on the onion issue in 1998, Ragini won't like it. Don't interrupt Ragini, but the fact is 1998, nobody else but Sonia Gandhi wore a garland of onions. Today, Sheila Dikshit says don't politicize the issue. Your response?
I think you see that there is a mahal against the Congress party. Onion is a symbol of it, rising prices, and that Sheila Dikshit, no matter what her governance has been like, has to contend with. Number one, no clear face from the BJP side as their chief ministerial candidate to take on Sheila Dikshit. And my question to Nirmala ji and Ragini would be this: what we are seeing as a result, it's going to, that means, lead to the Jan Lokpal bill being enacted to get the Aam Aadmi Party support either for the BJP or for the Congress. Are either of them going to be ready?
Because
I think
when you mentioned the hung assembly and the common minimum program, Aam Aadmi Party would be willing to look at, to consider, to have an arrangement with either of the parties. It would have to be Jan Lokpal bill, which would be Lok Ayukt for Delhi, to start with an electoral reforms. Because this is the very basic that we asked for in the first place. So we'll be back to the basics and back to the same old grind.
So you're laying, conditions are being laid.
I'm happy the issue has come out openly. That is why I elaborated on Lokayukta Delhi. Exactly why I elaborated on that. Ragini might use all her energy to shout all of us down, but the fact remains, the misuse of Lokayukta in Delhi is so blatant. In the sense, the misuse of the government is so blatant that the Lokayukta is repeatedly reminding even the President of India as to why a minister who was blatantly found corrupt has been entertained. One thing. Second, on the onion issue, as Nirja rightly says, it's metaphorical that you're constantly remembering onion. But what was the response today of Kapil Sibal? Your chief minister could be very popular, but the arrogance and the indifference of the union government in dealing with the public issues, the Aam Aadmi issues, is what is really making public opinion getting really solidified, because they have understood that the Congress is insensitive and they're not responding to public anger and outrage. And today Kapil Sibal's response, say go ask your traders, it's not the government's business, is absolutely typical of the Congress, and it is for that they're going to get punishment. And therefore today Ragini might interrupt any number of times, the voter is not going to be convinced by their logic.
I want to get in Ashok Malik.
Delhi MP.
In 2009, the Congress party got 57% vote in Delhi, Lok Sabha. Now for me that's the benchmark, Ashok. 57% 2009 Lok Sabha, 34% 2013 Assembly.
It was at the zenith of a very good, illustrious 3 terms in Delhi. But this is not 2009.
there is an anti-Congress mood, but while a lot of people here are saying that the UPA's performance or unpopularity perhaps has affected the Congress in Delhi, because Delhi is an unusual state where the national mood does have an impact on voters. If you turn the coin, if you flip the coin, then the presence of Modi could have an impact on the BJP's fortunes in Delhi, which it may not have in another state, where local factors would come into play.
In which way?
Because the national mood, the national mood affects a city like Delhi much more than it affects a state election.
So why would Modi impact Delhi? Elaborate. Why would he impact Delhi?
If Manmohan Singh's performance is affecting the Congress negatively, then Modi's presence